Have you ever run a pistol so hard it begs for mercy but just keeps chewing through ammo like it ain't no big deal? Or maybe you've dropped a trusty wheel gun in the mud, gave it one shake, and it still hit bullseyes at 15 yards. That's the kind of firearms we're diving into today. 6 guns that flat out refuse to quit. Not the kind for showing off, not just for photographs. These are the workhorses, the tough ones, built to take a beating and keep tossing brass down the range. If you're after reliability you can stake your life on, come along with me because number 1 on this list is going to surprise you. Number 6. Glock 17. You want to see a sidearm that just won't quit? That's the Glock 17 for you. Shooting onto the scene back in 1982, folks initially chuckled at Gaston Glock's plastic creation. A frame made out of polymer? They called it a toy. But now, 40 years later, the snickers have stopped. Officers, military folks, and serious shooters worldwide still trust this workhorse to protect lives. A fresh-out-the-box Gen 5, Glock 17 costs about $539, roughly a week's earnings for a patrol officer. And for that price, you get a striker-fired pistol that shrugs off dirt, laughs at grime, and keeps going. The beauty is in its simplicity. A cold hammer-forged 4.49-inch barrel, a low-profile slide, 34 internal parts all doing multiple tasks. That polymer frame flexes just enough to tame recoil but stands firm against sweat, rain, and harsh chemicals. The safe action system. 3 passive safeties. 0 external levers to break or snag. Just draw, aim, and fire. It's been through tortures, saltwater dunks, mud baths, 20,000 round runs without a drop of oil, and it takes it all in stride. There's even that story of a Gen 3 stuck in a police training barn for years. It got issued class after class packed with gunk like peanut butter, and when finally checked, it still ran without a hitch. That's Glock's handiwork. A wide feed ramp, loose enough tolerances to cycle steel-cased ammo all day, and the Gen 5's double recoil spring to keep the slide smooth in even the harshest conditions. Law enforcement trusts it because it keeps going when officers forget to clean it. It keeps going when the ammo's garbage. It keeps going when every second matters. With its Tenifer-treated slide and absurd spring longevity, Glock recommends a new recoil spring every 5,000 rounds, but range hands have seen it sail past 20,000 without trouble. Want flashy? Look elsewhere. Want a pistol that grins even when you show it no respect? The Glock 17's your ally. Load whatever 9mm ammo you have and don't look back. Number 5. Ruger GP100. Now let's change lanes. Craving raw power? The Ruger GP100 is built like a tank. This revolver could care less about your feelings. It's not dainty. It's not trying to win beauty contests. It's designed to take punishment that'd make some semi-autos bow out. The latest stainless 7-shot version goes for about $1,129, but savvy buyers can scoop up the older 6-shot blued versions for around $850. Either way, you're gripping over 40 ounces of double-action steel chambered in .357 Magnum. Most revolvers lock the cylinder in 2 spots. Ruger upped the ante to 3, front, rear, and bottom latch. That's why it can handle hot Magnum loads day in, day out without ever throwing the timing off. The frame's a solid hunk of investment cast stainless steel. No side plate to flex, no weak spots to crack, nothing to rattle loose after years of recoil. Shooters have tested these revolvers to the limits. 35,000 rounds of Magnum hand loads, not just target loads, heavy lead nose, high-pressure rounds, and the GP100 stays tight, stays crisp. Cylinder gap unchanged. Chambers overbuilt, thick enough to make a gunsmith smile. They're cut just deep enough past the rim to reinforce the head, so even some quirky reloads won't shake this iron apart. The barrel is set deep into the frame so it doesn't work loose. And Ruger uses coil springs instead of flat springs. Key, because coil springs compress around grit while flat springs seize. So if you drop this revolver in the sand during practice, a shake and it's good to go. Truth be told, this ain't just a revolver, it's a medieval weapon system. Some archaeologist might dig up a GP100 one day, brush off the sand and wonder, fire it or use it to build a shelter. Number 4. Romanian WASR-10. The Romanian WASR-10 is the AK that proves ugly guns still win fights. It's a 7.62 by 39mm AKM pattern rifle. You'll find it for about $1,170 on the street. It may show up with sights a little askew, The wood furniture might look like it grew on a crate, but none of that really matters. This rifle was never about looks. It was built to work every time you pull the trigger. The internals? Loose on purpose. The bolt and carrier have ample clearance, letting sand, snow, or mud flow through without stopping it. The piston is purposefully overgassed, meaning even weak surplus ammo cycles strong. The gas block even vents some of the blast, clearing out gunk as it runs. The stamped 1mm receiver flexes just right to absorb beatings. Rivets exposed so water drains after a trek through the jungle, rain, or swamp. Field strip takes less than 10 seconds. Pop off the cover, recoil spring, bolt, tube. Done. No little springs to lose in the dirt. And the chrome line chamber and bore? They let you burn through old corrosive ammo, rinse with water, wipe down with motor oil, and be ready to go the next day. Now, AK mags are practically indestructible. Built like a crowbar, heavy steel feed lips, locking lugs, and a trunnion interface you can trust. Soldiers have used mags as shovels, smacked them back into the rifle, and kept right on shooting. Accuracy, about 4 minutes of angle, no precision shooter, but reliability that feels legendary. A WASR-10 will keep launching 123 grain ball ammo long after others choke in the dust. Number 3. HK VP9. Heckler and Koch built their name on no compromise, and the VP9 shows they meant it. Finally, one that comes in under $1,000. Street price sits around $700. The optics-ready versions with front cuts rise to about $780. It's a full-size 9mm 17-round striker-fired pistol. But the real secret? Ergonomics. HK ships it with 9 different grip inserts, back straps, and side panels for that custom fit. Better fit equals more control, less muzzle flip, fewer malfunctions from limp wristing. The slide's milled from proprietary HK steel with their hostile environment nitride finish. The barrel's polygonal, cold hammer forged. Rain, sweat, salt? It all rolls off. Up front, a 4.09-inch barrel matched with a recoil system for NATO spec ammo. Runs hot plus P loads, but still cycles softer stuff without complaints. And those rear slide wings? Game changers. With gloves, wet hands, under pressure, grab those and rack. No short strokes, no fumbling. Sure, some early VP9s choked in water tests. HK sorted that out years back. Reworked striker geometry, sturdier trigger bar spring, drainage cuts in the striker channel. Later models are rock solid. Trigger pull is 5.4 pounds but feels lighter. Clean break, short reset. German police units have run over 80,000 rounds through one duty gun with no barrel swaps. That's service data, not a YouTube stunt. If you want a striker pistol that feels custom, shrugs off the elements, and keeps on pounding after 20,000 rounds, the VP9 deserves a hard look, smooth and built to last. Number 2. SIG P226 MK25. Naval Special Warfare doesn't shop the catalog for a sidearm. They saturate pistols in salt water, grind through sand, and only keep those that endure. The P226 MK25 is the civilian version of that SEAL choice. Standard models start at $999. Legion optics-ready single actions can climb to $1,300. A full-size alloy-framed 9mm born in the 80s during the XM9 trials. While others broke, the P226 thrived. Stainless slide, nitron finish, internals with phosphates, even magazine springs coated. Drop it in seawater, pull it out, rack it, still works. Lockup shows SIG's engineering. Precision-cut lugs lock barrel to slide, spreading recoil across wide surfaces. No weak points here. And how resilient? SEAL armorers. Record some 226 Ps over 3 million rounds. Routine barrel swaps every 25,000 checks. That's not hearsay. That's documented military maintenance. The MK25 comes with the classic double action / single action system. Heavy first pull, crisp follow-ups. The Legion versions minimize reset to about 1/8 of an inch, cutting down trigger errors. Ammo compatibility is excellent. From subsonic suppressed loads to NATO 115 ball, hollow points, it eats them all. Reports from Iraq tell tales of MK25s dropped in fine dust, brushed off, full mag sent through without an issue. That's combat reliability defined. The SIG P226 MK25 might not be flashy. It ain't cheap. But if you need a sidearm engineered for ocean salt, sand, and the toughest day of your life, strap it on. Number 1. CZ75 SP01. CZ didn't set out to make the SPOH1 win any beauty contests. Built in Brno, Czech Republic, it's a pure fighting handgun. With a price tag sitting around $949, street price often closer to $800, what you get is a full steel frame, a 4.6-inch cold hammer forged barrel, and a slide on internal rails for a vault-like lockup. 18-round capacity, 46.5 ounces of pure work. Competition shooters love it. The extra weight ahead, full-length dust cover, dampens recoil to a whisper. Muzzle rise is almost nil. Sights hold target like they're glued. It's a gun that shoots flat, runs hard, keeps on going. But it's not just soft shooting, it's tough. Tests ran an SPOH 1 through 50,000 rounds over 5 years, mostly powerful hand loads. Failures? A broken slide stop at 50,000 and a retaining pin. That's all. Rails tight. Barrel fit solid. Bore sharp. The payoff of internal rails is clear. Spreads recoil. Avoids hammering weak spots seen in lighter guns. Feeding uses a Browning tilt barrel setup with a smooth feed ramp. Takes anything. Flat lead, hollow points, truncated cones. Magazines are steel, bouncing off asphalt without a dent. Want to nudge the trigger to competition levels? Cajun Gun Works has kits. Double action around 4.5 pounds. Single action sharp at 2.5. Reliable ignition with adjustments. This pistol doesn't fuss about lube schedules. Runs dirty, runs dry. Handles a 3-day match with a morning oil wipe. That polycoat laughs at sweat, rain, dust. 16-pound recoil spring tied to a low-bore axis lets it stay stable and flat even with high round counts. Bottom line, not plastic, not trendy, not light. But if you want a sidearm that devours ammo, shrugs off neglect, and asks only occasionally for a new slide stop, the CZ75 SP01 defines reliable steel. Conclusion. So there it is. 6 firearms that endure when you might not. These aren't for show. These are rifles, shotguns, and pistols dragged through. Trenches, issued to officers, carried by soldiers, trusted by folks who can't afford failure. From steel classics to polymer champs, every gun here underscores a simple truth. Reliability isn't optional, it's crucial. Now, I'd like to hear from you. What's the most reliable firearm you've got? Did it make the list, or is there a hidden gem we should consider next? Share your stories in the comments. We read them all, and the best ones might feature in a future video. If this rundown was worthwhile for you, hit that like button, share it with your range crew, and subscribe for more straightforward reviews and gear talk every week. Until then, keep your mags ready, bores clean, and your sights steady. This is Gun Fanatics, where reliability isn't just a bonus, it's a must.